I apologize about the infrequency of these posts that I usually do, but some days are busier than others. I just had another thought I wanted to put out there, and maybe it'll challenge somebody, maybe it won't, maybe it'll just make somebody mad. So we'll find out. So I was having a discussion with one of my buddies who chose to be a pagan worshiper, which is in and of itself a different thing. He's following the Norse pantheon, though. So he came to me and he was talking about God, and he said, well, what if God actually works for these other gods? And I'm gonna put I didn't say anything to him because I'm not really one to butt heads and get in arguments, but I try not to anyway. Sometimes I just get myself in them anyway, and this video probably will get somebody steamed up if they watch it and don't agree with me, but that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. What if the gods of the Greek pantheon, the Norse gods, the Assyr, the Hindu gods, the Japanese gods, the gods that are all around the world, what if all these gods are just Satan and his demons masquerading as gods? Because God, or the devil, said he wanted to be on the same level as God or higher, and that'd be the perfect way to do it. I mean, convince people that you are Odin, the All-Father, and you are in charge of all these other gods. It puts Satan in this perfect position to be worshipped like God, but not be God. And he is deceiving so many people with this idea. And I may be fishing in the dark, I don't know. But if he is using that, then imagine all those people that he is misleading, because it seems like Christianity is a harder life than all these other religions. The friend I was talking about, he chose Norse mythology because there's a lot more strength in Norse mythology. There's a lot more like Thor and Odin and Bor, and all these guys are all masculine gods. And a lot of people choose the Greek gods for the same reason. But they feel like our God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is I try not to use the word weak, but he is a more feminine God. He's a God for the women. He doesn't do powerful things. But they forget about, like, the story I told where he went to war against 400 prophets of Baal. Then if you look at Moses, the story of Moses, all God sent him in there was with a staff, and each of the 10 plagues was an attack on one of the Egyptian pantheon. If you look at them, there was a frogs thing, I can't remember all the names of the Egyptian gods, but each one of those was a direct attack against those gods. And it's like he eliminated those gods through all of his plagues. And it's crazy. People still want to believe in all that other stuff because our God doesn't seem as strong. He seems like the weaker choice because we're supposed to turn the other cheek and all these things that Jesus taught. But they take all those scripture out of context. If you look throughout the whole Bible, the Old Testament shows God calling his people to eliminate whole races because of their disobedience, not because of anything else, not because of their race, not because of anything else, but because of the sin and the inevitability that they would not come back from it. God is a powerful being. I mean, if he wants to do something, he does it. I mean, what other God spoke and everything came into existence? Time, space, and matter all coexisted in one word. I am fascinated by the storytelling part of other religions. I'm a storyteller myself, so when I read the story of creation coming from different, not denominations, different lands, different beliefs, it intrigues me. Um, yeah, if you ever read the creation theory on Norse mythology, it's pretty crazy. There's a cow involved and licking of the ground, and it's just crazy. But our God breathed life, even with his words. He said, "Let there be light," and boom, there was. Let the light separate itself from the darkness. Boom, it's separated. Man, I find it hard not to believe in God, especially when you look around and see everything created here. So that's my thought. God creates. And people like to say what God does, science tries to catch up with. That's true. Science always is trying to keep up with God. But what God creates, Satan tries to duplicate. Remember that. God is a creator. Satan is just a cheap knockoff artist. He tries to duplicate what God has done. Don't fall for his tricks. All right. Love you. Hope that inspired somebody.